Hello, my name is Lee Parker, and I will be giving a review on sponsored mobility. A scholarly definition of sponsored mobility, according to Ralph Turner, a renowned sociologist that focused on social mobility, is sponsored mobility refers to the process of how elite recruits are chosen by the established elite or their agents, and the elite status is given on the basis of some criterion of supposed merit and cannot be taken by any amount of effort or strategy. This definition in my own words is, sponsored mobility refers to the system of upward mobility into the elite status that existing members utilize to select and initiate new members into the pre-existing elite class. This elite status for new recruits can only be obtained through the approval of present members of the elite based off of their own principles and measures. However, this induction into the status of elite can only be achieved through the hand-picked selections of elite members. Selection of recruits isn't decided through their personal accomplishments or achievements. They are strictly selected based off their talents and value to the elite. According to Turner, upward mobility is like entry into a private club where each candidate must be sponsored by one or more of the members. Ultimately, the members grant or deny upward mobility to recruits on the basis of whether they judge the candidate to have those qualities they wish to see in fellow members. Sponsored mobility rejects the pattern of the contest system and favors a controlled selection process. This is much similar to Vilfredo Pareto, a renowned Italian sociologist in the late 1800s, and his take on the elite-mass dichotomy, in which a small group of elite members govern society and choose the individuals that they deem as the most fit to manage society. Pareto had this sort of mobility in mind when he suggested that a governing class might dispose of persons potentially dangerous to it by admitting them to elite membership, provided that the recruits change character by adopting elite attitudes and interests. And now for the differing objectives of contest and sponsored mobility. In contest mobility, with this system, in theory, all individuals have an equal opportunity of upward mobility, when in reality, this is almost never the case. But the criteria of achieving upward mobility is that it should go to those recruits that have earned it through their own actions and efforts. However, in sponsored mobility, recruits are selected at the discretion of the elite members based off of their own skills and attributes that they have already had. The criteria of achieving upward mobility in this system lies at the hands of the elite, who will choose recruits that make up the best use of talent in society. Sponsored mobility further depends on a social structure that fosters the monopoly of elite credentials so that the elite may maintain their governing status and protect the interest of themselves, the elite, and continue to select recruits who seem fit to achieve elite membership. Control is maintained in this sponsored mobility system by training the masses to regard themselves as relatively incompetent to manage society, by restricting access to the skills and manners of the elite, and by cultivating belief in the superior competence of the elite. To demonstrate the differences between contest mobility and sponsored mobility, I've illustrated two pictures to facilitate this. This is contest mobility, in which case we can see there are many individuals running up the stairs to reach the elite status because they will get here off their own efforts, and the ones that work the hardest will achieve elite status. So in theory, I'll show that picture. Everyone has an equal shot, but that's never the actual case. And then in sponsored mobility, here we can see all the individuals still running, all the masses running up the stairs to reach elite status, whereas the elite recruits, which are already handpicked by the elite, get to take the elevator shaft directly up to elite status and bypass the masses that are trying to get there. Notice their gold crowns. But so I hope that these two pictures somehow facilitate the differences between contest and sponsored mobility, and thank you very much for watching.